Good evening, you lot. We have here a funny shaped box. I'm sure by now you all know what's inside said box, because the title probably said so. We've got a little bit of another project on the bench here, so I think what I might do is we might look at this one on the other bench. There's it's a bit crowded here at the moment, but we'll be alright. So, inside this lovely packaged box thing should be, with any luck, a Dolmar 100. They're very nice chainsaws. This one I got from eBay. Now, I was just having a look around, just seeing what's about, because I like to get things now and again. You know, if I find something that's not running or whatever, I'll get it running, just have some fun with it, and see if I can sell it on perhaps. I don't need any more chainsaws really. Got enough chainsaws. Got one for every need I might need. But this came up, and it's about 3 days or 4 days after it was due to arrive. Finally arrived. So let's see what we've got. Now, the description said that it doesn't run, but it's complete. So, and I did see there was some dodgy photos taken with a potato, and I think the chain and that's probably a bit rusty, but that's alright. I mean, we sort all that out. That's no problem at all, you know. We can soon sort all of that now. We get into it. We've certainly packed it up reasonably well. Normally when you buy chainsaws and other stuff, who remembers that lawnmower that I had that turned up upside down inside a box? There we go. Oh, we've got conkers all over the place. This is very different to my other one. I've actually got a Dolmar 100. This one so far is very different. At the end of the video, if and when we get this going, at the end of the video, we'll get the other Dolmar and we'll put them next to each other and see what the differences are. I've already noticed quite a few differences. I've put this piece of foam over the chain. I might keep that actually as a makeshift chain guard for now. Chain, what do we call it, so that we don't do any damage. So let's get you off the tripod and we can have a proper look around it. So we'll have a look in a minute to see what year this one is. I've got a funny feeling it might be slightly newer than my other one. I don't think that chain's quite as rusty as it looked in the pictures. I think this has definitely been taken apart. So I think hopefully we haven't got a leak, because this is actually part of the petrol tank. On my other one I had to split this at the top in order to change the trigger because the throttle linkage snapped. So but I can already see we've got some stickerage here and here, which my other one hasn't got, and here. It's 2.6 horsepower apparently. So we'll soon find out. My other one is either an 82 or an 84, I can't quite remember, but this one is a 1985. So 1985. So this one is potentially between 1, 2, 3 years newer. It's definitely at least one. I'll get the other. I'm pretty sure the other one's an 84, which means this one's about a year newer.
Dad,
let's have a little. What's the matter?
Can we do some more conkers?
Not at the moment.
Oh.
Why is your hand talking?
What?
Your hand talks.
What are you on about?
That's your hand speaking.
It's not.
It is. Oh. Anyway, let's have a look and see if we can work out what the matter is with this.
And it worked.
Right, before I've been instructed to tell you lot, these...
They aren't glued on, they're glued on with nail polish.
Yeah, I don't let her have thingy-majig nails.
Glue on nails.
They are fake nails, but she puts the nail polish on her nails and then sticks them on. They're not glue. I don't let her have. I don't like all that. But, you know, bit of fun, innit? Anyway, let's see. Does it actually even turn over?
I don't know.
Yep. And there's a lot of compression there. That's either very stiff or there's a lot of compression. There's more compression in that than there is in the other one. So I'll tell you what we'll do first. That chain is very stiff. Let's put a bit of penetrating fluid on the chain. We'll use a bit of this. This is good stuff. This, I like this stuff.
I'm going back inside.
Alright, I'll see you later. This is good stuff. We'll put some of this all over it. Even if it's not that stiff, it will loosen it up. Even if it's not rusted, it will still loosen it up, and it won't do it any harm either. You know, putting this everywhere won't do it any harm whatsoever. That's just going to keep dripping there now. I want to put a little bit extra. I love the smell of that PB blaster. That smells the nuts. There's not many things like that smell really good. Have we got any petrol in it? The first thing I always do, a lot of people mess around first, try and find spark and all sorts, before they've even tried to start anything. There's no petrol in it whatsoever. There is a little filter in there though. You can see that little filter down in there. See that there? There's a little filter. So we'll put some petrol in it, and we'll see if it leaks out. Hopefully it doesn't. And we'll just see if it starts. If it doesn't start, we'll have a look into it. One thing I have noticed is we're missing the cap for the oil, the chain oil there. The little cap's missing. I've got a toolbox full of spare parts for these Dolmars, so I might have a cap. We'll have to have a look. We don't need that to just give it a test. So we'll stick some petroleum in there and see what happens. There we go. Full tank, well, more or less, about 3/4 full. Petroleum spirit. Just wipe that off of there. Hopefully, we haven't got any leaks because the handle is all part of the tank, and if the top part's split, which it is all the way down there, I'm hoping it ain't going to be leaking all the way down. I haven't got a new tank. I've got all the other bits. I've got the side cover, the clutch cover, all of that, but I haven't got a tank. Well, I think get rid of some of that dirt. That's alright. At least it's certainly enough for testing anyway. I could always try to plastic weld the rest of it together if it does decide to leak. It's only plastic after all. Get a soldering iron on it, but I don't think we're leaking, which is good. So let's get her down on the floor and see if we can get her run. Right, so here we go. We've got the chain brake. Appears to be doing something. Whether it works, I have no idea. Choke. That should be the on position. Right, let's see what we get. Might need a bit of spray, but we'll find out. Don't sound that good, does it? Oh, that sounds rough. Let's get a, what do we need? Screwdriver. I'll tell you what I've got. And I might better put some petrol in there, but yeah, it's very dirty down in there in that air filter, but we'll see. We've got good compression. Let's. I've got some. Let me go and get some spray. Oh dear, I had it in me. I had it in my bag. I've got a few bits and bobs that need this to start sometimes, so I'll keep it with me. I've only got one tin left. Anyway, The choke is on. Let's take the choke off. Spray a bit of that in there. Now the idea is if it fires up with this, we know it's a runner. Oh, we've got a fire. There we go. But we're obviously not getting any fuel go through. Now, see, must be temperamental. So it did fire. Oh, the petrol leak. Now what that is, I think it is petrol. But it did go, just for not very long. Well, sometimes the connections here come a bit loose. But the fact that it did go, that's a good sign. Trouble is I keep getting zapped. The pull start has definitely snapped at some point because that's all we've got. We should have a lot more than that. I'm not sure if I've got a pull start. I might have one. Not sure. Now, right, we've got a spark problem. Let's get the old thing out, sparkulator, and get it done. Alright. Do you want to go down a bit? We'll do all this on the floor because it's just, why not, basically. Let's get this off of here. So much spanner do we need? See what this condition of this plug is. Not bad. It's wet, which definitely means we have definitely got a spark problem. We knew that anyway, because if you spray some stuff in that carb and it still don't fire, well, it did fire, but not very well, did it? Oh, it's loose. Then you know that it is a spark issue that you're looking at, but we can always find out for sure. Put that on there, don't know whether you can see. Oh! Oh man, we're sparking. Can you see that? I don't know whether you can see that or not. Look in there, look there. I think you can probably see that. So we've got spark. So she should be going. That spray in there should be that piston looks alright. Huh. With that spray in there, let's give this a clean while we got it out. Let's get the old wire brush, get a wire brush on it, bit of stuff, give it a clean while we got it out anyway. Alright, let's give it a bit of a clean here with a bit of, this is just tissue, let's give it that. Give it a little bit of a brush. Some people like to waste things, you know. We know that this plug sparks, alright? There's no need to put a new one in it yet. Some people just put new ones in willy-nilly, you know. And waste plugs, man. Such a waste of resources and not to mention money, you know. Just clean the bloody things. ALM 8. Probably quite an old plug. But never mind, it seems to be doing the job. Let's put it back in, tighten her up. Looks like quite a new plug. It's an old plug, but it looks new at the same time. Do you know what I mean? I reckon it's probably changed not too long ago. So let's see. I wonder if we've got a dodgy connection on the old stop switch. Right, let's have a look at the connection on the stop switch and see if that's the problem. Right, we're back on the bench. It's not the best bench to be doing this on. I might have to clear the other bench off. You can see a bit more on the other bench. Anyway, let's take this top cover off, and then we can actually see what's going on in here. And you know, we've got spark. We've just checked that plug and we have got spark, so she should be firing with that easy start, but she's not. So that indicates there is a bit of an issue there where the spark is intermittent. So it's there when we check it, but then when we put it all back together again, it ain't there. So we'll find out. We'll get to the bottom of it by taking this off, and we can see if the cable, the little wire might have a bit of a nick in it or something like that. I think I'm going to take the stuff off the other bench because the lighting's a bit better and you'll be able to see a bit better what I'm actually even doing. There we go. It's a bit better for you. Sounds like we've got a minion coming through the door. Minions, they think I don't know when they're turning up, but I can hear them. I can hear them when they're walking down the garden, you see.
That's why we need to fly.
Yes.
We need to become a fly and fly.
Right.
Smells like oil in here.
Yeah.
Do you have any ice creams?
No, we haven't got any ice cream.
Can I look?
You can look. Don't walk in there with them dirty flip-flops, though. Right. That's the throttle. You can see the throttle. We've got the carb. It's the original carb. Is it tight? Yep, that's tight on there. Yep. So the stop wire has got, it is pinched. It's been pinched in several places. It's definitely pinched. But it seems that it's, you know, I wouldn't say that was a cause for concern, really. Let's take this apart again and see if we've actually got spark when I mess around with it. That wire goes down there, that's not broken. What are you up to, Minion?
These shoes are very hard to walk in.
Yes, well, if we put them on properly, they wouldn't be, would they? It might just be flooded.
Alright, I'm going in.
Bye bye.
I scared Mum for the fifth time now.
Did you?
Yeah.
A little bit of oil down in there. That's better. That was a bit stiff a minute ago. I reckon it's just a chance. That's better. Weren't doing that a minute ago. I wouldn't necessarily say that's a good sound, but at least it's doing something it wasn't doing a minute ago. Anyway, I reckon that might have just been a little bit flooded. Let's see. There's definitely a lot in there. Let's take that off. Give this a little bit of a clean so it's completely dry. Put that back. Now, I should know, but I don't know whether that has to be that way or that way. Well, actually it says, doesn't it? That way, right. So that would be stop. It doesn't matter because it's not even connected to the earth anyway, so it's not going to matter. Put that on there. Hold that with them like that, and we should be able to see whether we've got spark. Yep. We have got spark. It's a little bit intermittent if you look at it. But I don't think put that on there. Yeah, we got spark every now and again. We could just have dirty points. Let's get that off of there. We could take off the let's get a bit of brake cleaner is quite corrosive, but we could put a bit of that on there. We might have to take the side cover off and give it a proper clean. It might be a little bit rusty. Actually, you know what? Let's just take the cover off. That one can come off of there. Like that. Probably going to have to take the pull start off to get to it. We're missing a screw from there. So we're missing, so far, we're missing the oil cap for the chain oil. And we're missing a screw from here, but I've got a whole toolbox full up with parts for Dolmars anyway, so we should be able to find something. There's a lot of debris and a lot of dirt in there. Yeah, there's quite a lot of dirt in there. Let's have a look. So we've got quite a lot of dirt in here. Look, that's probably why. It's probably that. So let's undo these two. Let's undo, yeah, those two screws. We can take that out, give that a good old clean. Probably give it a bit of a clean around here. I'll probably fire up the compressor, blow a lot of this away, and hopefully we'll get a more solid spark. There's not a lot of build up in the fins. That's good. A lot of the time with these chainsaws, the people don't clean them out, and all these fins get absolutely chock full of sawdust and other stuff, and then they just don't cool and it overheats. Before you know it, you've got no compression, and well, you haven't got an engine no more. Let's undo these two screws, take that out, give it all a clean, give it a blast out, and see if we can revive it. Oh, I've just noticed we're missing a fin from that fan there. This sucks in air and blows it all around, cools everything down, blows air around there. One fin missing, ain't going to do the end of the world. But it makes you wonder, why is that one fin missing? Has somebody been in here before, taken it apart? Has it had an issue and they've snapped that fin off trying to get the flywheel off? You don't know, do you? I should be able to just undo that. Oh. She be tight. That's tight. That's a tight bastard, that one. Put a bit of that in there. Bit of that on there. Let that soak in there. I think I might have to get the old, give it a whack. Oh, that one's come off. There we go, that one's come loose. Now we've just got to try and get this one. There we go. Now she's loose. Not really the right screwdriver for this. It's a little bit thin. It keeps popping out, but it does the job at least. I'll have to undo this, get rid of this. I've got bushies for these. I've got bushies. I think I've got bushies anyway. My other Dolmar, I can't remember what was the problem with it. I got that from eBay as well. I know it was a non-runner, but I can't remember why it was a non-runner. I can't remember what happened to it, or what I needed to do to it. Whether that, oh yeah, it's a bit oily now because I sprayed oil on it, but it's very dirty. That could indeed be why. That could be our problem. We'll give that a clean up. I'll fire up the compressor, we'll blow all the dirt away and go from there. Alright, so I've given that a clean. Bloody. Got air leaks left, right and centre. I was thinking to myself, I said, I wonder if someone's been in here before. Of course they have, because the pulse start's obviously snapped. The string has snapped, which means it probably went whoop. So they've had to take it apart, get the flywheel off, probably. Or they might not have done, but they've had to take the cover off at the very least in order to fish it out again. So someone's definitely been in, they've had at least had the cover off in, well, 40 years or whatever. So it's probably been off more than once, I'd imagine. Anyway, let's get a bit of reasonably clean tissue and give this a clean. All I've got, really I need a bit of sandpaper. I haven't really got any sandpaper. I've only got a bit of brake cleaner. We can get a bit of brake cleaner in here. That should get any of the oil off. Brake cleaner will definitely get the oil off. And then I've just got these tissues. Use everything, you know what I mean? Don't bloody waste stuff. I ain't going out and buying any more tissue. I'll just use these ones that I've got. Even though I haven't got a cold. So that is a lot better than it was. There's a little bit of rust on there, but I haven't got any sandpaper. I need to go and get some more sandpaper, really. Where's the other side of this? Oh, it's not that one, but we'll do that one anyway. That's the one we want. So we'll give that a bit of a... We can do that with it all screwed back together again, but it's not rusty. That looks fine to me. Alright. Let's screw this back together. And we've got to try and get the right gap. But we'll work that out in a minute. So that goes on there. That needs to come... Is that how that goes? Like that? I suppose it is. That goes in there. Really, I'll need another. It's a different bloody screwdriver, but this one will do the job. It's not the best. It would help if this handle weren't in the way, but the top of the screws rounded off. So, well, it's not rounded off, it's just not the best. So the screwdriver that I have got doesn't actually fit in there very well. But let's put this back on. And then we'll see if we've got a constant spark. I ain't got a stop switch now, so we'll just have to use a choke if she does go. I'll just yank it off with that. Right. See what's going to happen, shall we? Alright. Haha, here we go. Huh, same issue. Same issue again. Oh, do you hear that? That don't sound good, does it? I wonder if that chain breaks a bit. That clutch might be a bit funny in there. We've got the same issue as what we had. I think the problem is we can't get enough of a spin on it. No petrol getting through, but she runs, and she runs bloody well. The problem that we're getting is there's not enough pull on that string, and when you pull it, it pings itself back round in the other direction. That's why it's not starting. You've got to really give it a good old yank. Now we know that we got a good spark. We know that she runs. We've got to sort out a fueling issue. I'm going to put that cover back on, and then we'll sort out the fueling issue and try and work out what that problem is. Probably just a dirty carb. I've got one of these carbs, brand new one. I've also got some rebuild kits, so we should be able to have it rebuilt in no time. Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that run. Put that over there like that. And put this cover back on. Get rid of that. We shouldn't need to be addressing anything to do with the points or anything like that anymore. What one's that one? We only had 2 screws, didn't we? So I'll put that one back in there. That might not even be a fueling problem, but we'll work it out. See, it's probably, I don't know how long this one's been sitting for, but it's probably something to do with the diaphragm in that carb, to be honest. It's probably got a bit of a funny diaphragm on it, because they do tend to go brittle. I'm sure I've got a rebuild kit, or 2 or 3 rebuild kits left over, so if not, I know I've definitely got, I don't know whether it's the same as this, I've definitely got a brand new carb sitting in the cupboard, in the drawer, sorry. Yeah, so right, let's spray a bit of, let's put that, just so this isn't flapping around. Let's put this back, and then once this is back on, I've got to route this cable, because what someone's done is they've routed this little wire the wrong way. It's pinched it in all different places. I think it's supposed to go underneath, to be honest. Tell you what though, it's definitely a pain in the bum. So we can take the top of this carb off, and we can see if there's anything untoward on the top half. Doesn't look dirty on the top there, does it? I don't really want to try and remove that yet, in case I rip it. Let's go and check the parts drawer and see if we've got a spare one, and if we have, we can always, it doesn't feel, a little bit stiff, but nothing major. Let's go and check. Right, so we got nitro tank, and we've got some bobs. Bloody hell. Right, let's check in there. This bottom drawer is where, if there is going to be any parts, this is where they'll be. Oh, there's that carburetor. Don't think. That might be identical, you know. So we could potentially swap. Yeah, it's a Chinese one. It's not exactly the same though, is it? It might be. Choke, throttle. Oh, it's not got that little pin on it though. high and low. Looks like it's got a different thing on it, but might potentially be the same. But I don't really want to swap a genuine Walboro carb for a Chinese one, unless I can really help it. So we'll leave that in that box. I don't know why I've got that anyway, to be honest. Got a little packet of groats. Bloody rubbish. An empty bag. Oh, look, little filters. They come in handy. I might stick a new filter on it. We'll see what the filter's like. Let me get it apart. What's in here? Aha! Aha! There we go. On the floor now. I don't know whether there might be something in there that will help us. There's more here. A little filter. Little fittings and bits and bobs from motocross bikes. We've got some more. So we might have what we need. Let's take these over there. What's that? Oh, it's nuts and bolts. Fuel tank sender for a Land Rover. Huh. Stuff I didn't even know I had. Anyway, let's take these over and see if we've got anything that can help us. Right, well, none of these are going to be any good here. None of them. Oh, we've got some needle and seats, but obviously this doesn't have any of that kind of stuff. So these can all go back in there. I reckon what I could do is I could potentially nick that diaphragm from that other Chinese carb, couldn't I? I could potentially do that. What's in here? It might be a diaphragm in here, perhaps. These are all for different carbs. Nope. Nah. These are all for different carbs. Don't know what. I mean, for those of you that are joining this a little bit late, about 5 years ago, I used to have an abundance of chainsaws, trimmers, mowers, get them all from different auctions and just repair them. So I have got some spare parts left over. A lot of them got used, but I have got some left over, and these are the ones we're looking at, the ones that I didn't use. So there's a chance I didn't use them because I never had anything that actually took them. So that's obviously not going to be any good. These are just gaskets, really. These aren't even diaphragms. So there's a reason why they're like that. It's because I never used them, because there probably wasn't anything that I had to use them. All the bits that were common got used. Let's go and get that other carb, and then we'll nick the diaphragm out of that and see if it makes a difference. Mustn't forget, it's not just one diaphragm. You got this one at the bottom as well, but this one, to me, it seems a bit stiff. It's not major though. I wouldn't really say it would hinder the way that it works, but it only takes a little. It only takes a little bit, you know, and that'll be it. Because the way that it works is when you turn the engine over, the suction sucks in the fuel through the carb and the air, and the diaphragm flaps up and down in order to sort of meter it. Oh, this has got a completely different. This has got a completely different one. This has got what the other one's got. Not what the other one's got, sorry. This has got what the gaskets that I've got. I wonder if I could just replace that with one of those gaskets. That looks about the same, doesn't it? peel this off. Try our best not to rip it, because if we rip this and I haven't got one, we are in trouble. Going well. Going well. There we go. Maybe it is quite hard. Let's get the air. Blow through the passages. Let's take off that fuel line, and we can blow through there. I probably benefit from taking the whole carb off, to be honest, but you don't know me by now. That's what I had to do on the other one as well. I've just remembered now. Had to put a new petrol line on there because it had gone so brittle, it had all cracked and it fell apart, I think, if I remember correctly. Let's get the air. We should be able to blow through here. Yep, that's completely free. Blow back down. That's definitely free. Well, let's give this all a clean. Stick the new gaskets that I'm going to rob from this other carburettor on here and see if she's going to go. I've actually, upon further inspection, found one that is absolutely identical. So I have got one. Just had to go and look in the drawer for a little bit more. Right, let's put this on then. That should go that way, I think. That way, yeah. I think it is. Okay. And then this one. This one was probably alright, but it's always good to stick a new gasket on if you can. And we can, so let's stick a new one on. Alright. No, that's not the right one, that's the right one. Trying to get these to line up a lot of the time. You got to make sure that they are 100% lined up, because if a part of your gasket goes over one of the little passageways, you know, it ain't going to work properly. Now if this doesn't fix it, we'll have to take the carb off and we'll have to inspect the bottom one and the rest of it. But I blew through it all the little passageways are through, all the jets, everything is clear. Let's go and see if she'll fire up. Let's put that. I'm going to put the bloody hell. I'm going to put this on. Because it'll be easier. And I'll see you lot on the floor in a minute. Alright. It might not start up very fast because there's not going to be any petrol in there, is there? But we'll see. Woohoo! Come on. I need more spin on it, really. Ah, dearie me. Right, we're a few weeks later now. I just haven't had a chance to look anymore at this. This is the first time I'm going to come back to it. So, I've been thinking about it though, and I'm pretty sure I've got a pull start string for one of these. If I've got one, I'll put a new string on it, because I think part of the problem is why we can't start it very easily is because the string's so short you can't get a good enough pull on it. It just pings it round the other way. So we'll change the string, and then what I'm going to do, if I can't get it to go, because it seems to have intermittent spark. It'll spark sometimes, but then not the other time. So I'm going to change the plug, do a few little minor things, but if I can't get it to go, I'm just going to use it for parts, because I've got my other one here. This is identical. The only thing is with this one, are they even the same year? I can't remember. This is an 84, and the other one, and this one is an 85. 1985. So there's a year's difference, but they're more or less the same. So I'm going to use it as parts, because this one's got a crack on the case in there where the pull start goes, in order to get it's cracked and it's in two pieces. But this one, the rest of it is good. Well, this one is alright in that respect, but it's got a hole in the petrol tank. So I'm going to use it as parts. Let's put the side of the engine case on this one and have one really good saw and have just parts. But before I do that, I want to see if the engine is actually any good, so we'll put the pull start on it and see what happens. Now I'm assuming I have actually got a pull start. I've got a box here which is full of chainsaw parts. Yeah, I've got all different parts here. Strimmers, chainsaws, spring, flywheel, look. This one's also missing a fin. It is common, I see this a lot. There's always, for some reason, one fin missing, usually in the same spot. Yeah, I was sure. Maybe I was wrong. I thought I had a pull start. I might have just said all of that for nothing, because I've definitely got the nuts and bolts. Chain brake. For some reason I thought I had a pull start. I don't think I have. That's a side cover. Don't need a side cover though. Man, I thought I had a pull start. I got an exhaust. I got an exhaust from a Dolmar 100. Oh, well, alright then, I lied. Thought I had a pull start in here, but I haven't. So I think what I'm going to do is just going to use it for parts. But the good, well, no, I have got another engine case here though. But I don't know. Regardless, I think I might. Let's just change over the plugs from this one onto the other one and see if we can get a continuous spark and if it will actually fire up. Well, believe it or not, I didn't think it was going to go. But just for the fun of it, I literally pulled it and it went. And but all the petrol's leaked out. So I went to try and get the camera to show you, not that it was running, and it ran out of petrol because all the petrol leaked out because it's got a hole in the petrol tank. But it went, and it runs really, really well. Right, so now I know that it does run. I can get a pull on it there. I wonder if I can fix the hole in the petrol tank. That'll be a video for another day though. I'm not going to mess around with that this evening. But it runs. I'm going to see if I can show you it running one more time. And if I can show you it running one more time, then at least I've got proof. And you lot will believe me. I'm not going to put a lot in it this time because it all bloody well leaks out anyway. But I just need to put enough in it so that you lot can see it run. That's what I've got to do. I'm in two minds. I don't really know what to do. Now I know that I can start it with the short string and it runs well. because I was really surprised about how well that ran. It ticked over the lot. Just a shame about that hole in that petrol tank.
No.
I'll do that. I'll just drain it back out again when I'm done. Let's put the lid back on. I bet it won't fire up now.
No.
Yeah, I bet it won't fire up now, will it? You ready for a little bit of noise? A little bit of noise? Here we go. Well, that was really rich then. When it ran before, it was running really well. Is it a bit smoky in here? Let's open up the door then. There we go. We'll open up the door and let the smoke out. But anyway, it runs. It's just a shame about that most of it's already leaking out. And I'll put that back in my can before I lose all of that again, because that was a whole tank of petrol that I lost last time. It went all over the bench. It went everywhere. Well, will she run? Yes, she will. If it didn't have a hole in that tank, I'd go a little bit further with it. But I might take it apart, see if I can find the hole. If I can find the hole, where the hole is, it might even be somewhere obvious, I don't know. But if I can find the hole, I'll see if I can patch it up. If I can patch it up, happy days. If I can't, as I say, I might just use it for parts. So there's parts or whatever. But there we go. Thanks for watching, you lot. Will she run? Yes, she will. But it's got other issues that I'm not going to fix. In this video, at least. If you like stuff like this, stick around. If you don't stick around. Ciao for now.